What was your dating a bad guy girl moment? We got a huge takeout meal and sat in the car eating and talking. She then proceeds to roll down the window and throw the entire bag of garbage on the ground. It was like an instant mood shift for me. Her mom called her while we were hanging out. She treated her like complete shit for a whole minute before hanging up, clearing her throat, and continuing our conversation like nothing happened. I called her when she was at her besties for the weekend. She never picked up. Turned out she was fucking a dude all weekend. He was driving when I spotted a live box turtle in the middle of a busy intersection. I didn't want it to get hit, so I hopped out, grabbed it, and asked him if he could find somewhere to turn around so I could put it in the grass on the other side of the road where it was headed. He agreed. We pulled through the intersection and began looking for somewhere to turn around. The turtle started peeing. I asked if he had any napkins. He said no, grabbed the turtle out of my hands and threw it out of the window. He said it was messing up his car. I cried all the way home. It's been 20 years and it has stuck with me. Surprisingly, he's now an elected official. He tried to skip out on paying for a hotel room. It had this weird, automated payment system, but for some reason we were told to pay on the way out, not in. I was just dumbfounded when he said to just leave. I fumbled to get my wallet out, but he kept pulling me away. When we were arguing, the staff practically ran out after us. I was so mortified. This guy also embezzled his friend group's regular meeting fund, i.e. everyone chipped in the same amount and they went out drinking with that money, etc. after he got into gambling and won big as soon as he started. Needless to say, he lost it all that time. It's been a good amount of time since I broke up with him and am happily married, but I still get nightmares about this guy occasionally, most of the time trying to get through his thick skull that we broke up a long time ago. I wake up with cold sweat. Oh. They kicked my dog. She violently slapped me and called me moron while we were having sex because I wasn't thrusting fast enough for her. She was drinking a bit too much, and I politely asked her to cut it a bit with the alcohol since it's not good for her. In response, she threatened to smash a beer bottle in my face. Don't know how she is doing now, but I am sure I dodged a nuke. She had a thing for drama. When I arrived 5 minutes later than anticipated, I got a silent treatment or went mad. After 3 months I was like, yeah, this isn't gonna get any better. Good sex though. They have a habit of canceling plans. You find out they are the ones that ended all their previous relationships. You were the one initiating all the texts or phone calls. You were the one initiating all the plans and inviting them. That is how you know. Was super mean to his mother. She went above and beyond for him and did everything for him, and he still had nothing nice to say. I tried to come to her defense, but then had turned on me. She took me out shopping once and basically urged me to break up with her son, given how quick to temper he could be, and she could always hear him losing his shit playing any game in his room, to the point he smashed his glass desk over losing a game of LOL. All adds up. I hope her son has moved out and given that woman some peace. She would get drunk and hit me. She grabbed the wheel while I was driving her home, almost crashed the car. The woman I had been dating for 2 years accidentally butt dialed me and I could hear her talking to another guy, but she told me she was working. I could tell she wasn't at work. So I drive to her house. The guy I heard on the phone was still there. Turns out they had been dating and fucking for months and were even engaged. He didn't know about me, was just as pissed at her as I was. We were both flabbergasted and in shock. We both left her on the spot while she showed zero remorse. I later found out through her parents that she had a history of being institutionalized and had been caught sharing bank accounts with multiple sugar daddies, too. When she said my boyfriend thinks I'm with my friend, so if he calls and I answer you have to be quiet. Lady, we've been on at least 20 dates and I've slept at your house more than once. Great sex though. When he started telling me which friends I could and couldn't hang out with. Started small with comments like she's a bad influence and escalated to full-on demands. Took me 6 months to realize I was losing myself. He talked so bad about my gay male friend. Said all kinds of homophobic stuff. He's mad that I just can't get over it. He rolled his eyes when I told him what he said hurt my feelings. He threw a bag of kibble at me with incredible force and then strangled me against a wall. When she roofied me and tied me up to a bed, I realized she was batshit crazy. He told me he's never killed anyone. Who says that? The WTF look on my face let him know I went off him that very moment. He tried to elaborate and joke it away, but the red flag stayed up till we broke it off weeks later. I had to bail her out because she got a Dewey and had to help get her car out of the tow yard.